Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of September 4th through September 8th, where we'll be selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks we have in the bullpen. We'll talk about how to manage a shopping list. We'll also look at dividend payers and opportunities for various option strategies, including covered calls, selling puts, etc. So let's get started. And again, we'll be selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch for the trading week of September 4th through September 8th. So here's our Google document with our notes for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for September 4th through September 8th. We keep our notes for our weekly trading game plans in publicly accessible Google documents so that you can refer back to them. We have bonus links to bonus videos, tools, and resources that we use for selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch, as well as additional trading tools that we'll cover in this video as well. If you have not already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, titled Make Money Trading in September, we would highly recommend that you also view part 1, as that contains our market analysis, our strategies, trade ideas for how to make money trading in September, and gives us the input data for selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch for this week. Welcome to Ricky Kahn, Ellen Krantz. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. You can also find these notes, this Google document with our notes for this week's weekly trading game plan, as well as previous weeks, in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder. So you can refer back to these notes as well as previous weeks, and you can find a direct link to that publicly accessible Google Drive folder also in the description box below. So firstly, we'll review a couple of our trades from last week, and we'll review them, and then we'll look at them in the charts in Webull. So our first trade was MJ. We got stopped out of our latest long position in MJ. We had entered MJ as a cannabis ETF, one of the main cannabis ETFs. And we had gone long on MJ on the 21st at 301. We got stopped out on the 30th at 317 for a small profit. ROI of about just over 5%, which equates to a monthly ROI of almost 18% for this swing trade on MJ. Congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who also profited and or are profiting from this swing or scalp trade on MJ. We were probably, as you'll see, I was probably a little bit too aggressive on my stop and got stopped out after that news. We got the pop in MJ and the cannabis stocks and ETFs after the HHS recommended rescheduling marijuana to a lower schedule. So again, we'll see that caused volatility and a pretty good pop in MJ. So again, if you were fortunate, we're able to stay in. We got another pop on Friday, and you're making more profit. Welcome, Walter Lyons. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Our other trade this week is we got stopped out of our long position in Moderna. We had sold a cash secured put against Moderna at 115 a while back on the it was August 18th expiration. We got assigned on that cash secured put. We sold it for $625 on July 11th. So our cost basis on that was about $108.75. So as long as that was above our cost basis, I was manually moving a stop up to collect our profits. So we got a net profit on that overall, essentially a options wheel trade of about $472 per options contract. So again, part of our option strategy, selling cash secured puts, using the wheel trade strategy to again make money in additional ways to our swing trading. So congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who also profited from this options wheel trade on Moderna. Congratulations, Ricky Kahn said he made a 62%, 21% gain. Congratulations, good trade. So just a quick reminder, if you'd like to get real-time trade alerts when we enter or exit a trade, you can get email notifications through our Patreon by joining any level of our Patreon. You can find a link to our Patreon in the notes as well as in the description box below. Try to post entries and exits in our trades as quickly as possible to our Patreon. We also have a couple alerts channels in our Discord that our Patreon members have access to, and I'll show you those real quickly. So we have a Thinkorswim alerts channel where I have price alerts set up in Thinkorswim. When those get triggered, they get automatically posted to this Thinkorswim channel in our Discord, and then if we follow that up with an actual trade, then I would reply to that in the Thinkorswim channel so we can see where it triggered when I had that stop order. I had it actually set at 316. You can see it was actually filled at 317, and so we got stopped out, as we'll see. If it's a trade not directly related to a Thinkorswim alert, then I would post that in the Trade Alerts channel in our Discord. And again, at any level of our Patreon, you can get access to email notifications as well as those alerts channels in our Discord. So again, I don't ever recommend anyone blindly follow us or anyone else into or out of trades. But if this will help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career, you can get our trade entries and exits in that way. So let me grab a quick drink and we'll look at the charts for those trades in Webull. So here's the MJ trade. You can see we got in around 3 when it was hovering around 3, did dip a little below, and then on the 30th, because it was Wednesday, we got that news about the HHS recommending reclassification of marijuana to a lower schedule. You can see how the reaction to that news was, very volatile, very positive, and then a very quick drop. You can see I put my stop originally below that R2 pivot point. That R2 said, 316.9. So I put my stop at 316. The broker executed it at 317. I got stopped out, unfortunately. Probably got stop hunted. Again, I was probably a little bit too aggressive with that stop. And then you see it bounced off that resistance. And then on Thursday, continued higher. Looks like a consolidation. Might even get a leg higher if anyone's still into MJ. You see it's very volatile. So again, I was probably too aggressive with the stops given that level of volatility. So again, you might want to give yourself some clearance given the volatility if you don't want to get stopped out. Here's the Moderna trade. Again, we got assigned on August 18th at 115. Once it had gotten up above our cost basis of 108.75, I started putting a stop in to protect our profits. And then again on the 31st, we got stopped out at 137 or 113.47. You can see it's kind of flat right now. Again, this is a strategy we can employ, selling cash secured puts at even a lower level. So I believe I put the puts back into our puts ROIC Google sheet, and we'll look at that towards the end to see if we can play this options wheel trade again for additional profit. Now we'll look at our top swing trading stocks to watch in our watch list for this week. So I'll quickly review them, and then again we'll look at the charts in Webull. So we've had Land. Land is a farmland REIT. We saw several of the REITs had been beaten up recently, so we've got a number of REITs, and these Both give us generally monthly income, monthly dividends. Some are quarterly, but they're all dividend payers. As you'll see, land is one we're looking for more price appreciation than the 5-cent dividend, but we've traded this profitably in the past. Take another swing at it if it dips back down. MP Materials we've been watching. I kind of missed the recent bounce in MP. We'll see if we get a pullback. Seems like it bounces pretty quickly, so if anybody caught that, it's possibly a profitable trade. If you want to hear our due diligence, why we like MP Materials, you can reference this due diligence link via the notes and also on our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. National Storage Affiliates Trust, NSA, is a public storage REIT we've been watching for a while. Again, as the REITs got beaten down, this declined. You can hear our previous due diligence in a little more detail via the bonus link to this quick take video in the notes. And then Realty Income, again, another REIT, monthly dividend payer, dividend aristocrat, pretty popular one. They just went ex-dividend on the, I believe, the 31st. I was seriously contemplating getting in, but as we'll see, it's got more risk from the support level than their 25-cent dividend I would have gotten. So I'm really, in it more for price appreciation. Again, than the 25-cent dividend. And we'll look at all the dividend yields and risk reward profiles for these dividend payers when we get to our dividend payers Google sheet. Also, if you would like to get access to an automatically generated and daily updated web page that includes our watch list, any interweek updates to our watch list, includes price targets, etc., as well as dividend payment information, ex-dividend, optionality, etc. Our Patreons, any level of our Patreon will give you access to this daily automatically generated web page. If I make any changes to our watch list after that web page is generated, then I post that into a stocks watch list channel in our Discord, and any level of our Patreon will also give you access to that channel in our Discord. So if it would help you to see more frequent updates to our watch list, including price targets, etc., you can get access to all that information by joining any level of our Patreon. So we hope that helps. So we'll look at our primary watch list, and again, I'm using the online browser version of Webull. Another nice feature of Webull is you can have all kinds of different watch lists, different themes, etc. So here's our top swing trading stocks to watch list. Just checking the chat. So here's the land. Again, we would prefer land down around 15. You can see it's hovering a little bit higher than that. Has been declining. They just went ex-dividend on the 22nd. You can see it pays about a 5-cent dividend. So if we can catch one of these little dips in land, again, we would go long land. It's got, decent swing up into the 17s, and longer term, significantly higher. MP Materials, again, you see that bounce that it made. Again, if I back up again, you see it has a tendency to bounce pretty quickly. I tend not to be as nimble, able to catch those bounces. So we see right there, it looks like I should have seen that kind of as a capitulation. We see that tail down and then it bounced. So now it's up in the 20s. So we'll see if we get another opportunity to catch MP. Otherwise, we'll let it go and try again later. So we can see near-term opportunity up into the 2650 or so. NSA, the public storage, and it bounced as well. We were watching it for a stable bottom, and then it kind of took off. So again, if the REITs all get beaten down, maybe we'll get a chance to get back in. Otherwise, we'll probably let that go. Looks like that pays quarterly, about 55 cents a quarter. Realty Income, again, this is very popular. See, it just went ex-dividend on the 31st, pays about a 25-cent dividend monthly. And again, it's got, I think I've got my price target set about 55, maybe 54 or something. We see the low is 53. So right now it's got, about $3 of potential risk to the downside, and it only pays a 25-cent dividend. So again, that I'm looking to get it cheaper versus just get the 25-cent dividend. You see potential price appreciation up in the 63.60, near 64. So again, the benefit there is the price appreciation, and then getting paid the dividend while you wait for it to swing back up. You can see cycles pretty regularly. We've made money numerous times swinging when it does this kind of cycle down and then swing back up. Ellen Krantz is commenting about some of the REITs with commercial real estate. I agree. And most of the ones we're staying away from are like office space. So land is farmland. NSA is public storage, which I kind of like that concept. Is a mixture, but they do have good anchor tenants. They've got a good track record. It is somewhat commercial real estate. They also just recently took a position in Bellagio, which is kind of interesting. So they seem to be diversifying. I think some of their tenants are like 7-Eleven and some large chain retailers. So I think they're in grocery stores, etc. Again, you can dig into their holdings in more detail. But again, this is a well-performing dividend aristocrat that's raised their dividend slightly for a long time. But that's a good and valid point, Alan, and why we're staying away from other types of REITs. Welcome Born to Be Free. Yes, that's Alan. Welcome Born to Be Free. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Okay, let me grab a quick drink and then we'll talk about our bullpen stocks. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already using Webull, they're still offering up to 12 free stocks. If you open and fund an account, they also offer 5% interest on uninvested cash in your cash account. So as you see, we use Webull for our market analysis, our due diligence, majority of our trading. So again, if you're not already using Webull, if you use our affiliate link in the description box below, you'll also help support our community, and we appreciate that. Okay, the concept of our bullpen stocks, for anybody who might be new to our community, is a set of stocks that may present a more attractive setup in the near future. We don't watch these real time. I'm not running my real-time alerting system, automated systems against them. I just revisit them at the end of each day. If their setup is improved, then we put them in the game, move them up to our top swing trading stocks to watch list. If they take off or break down, then we just take them out of the bullpen and consider them later. So ones we've had in our bullpen recently is ACNT. It's a steal. So we've been watching ACNT to play the sector rotation in and out of steel. You can hear more details about our quick take due diligence on ACNT via the bonus link in our notes. BDRY, ETF on dry bulk shipping. We swung that profitably recently, looking for another re-entry opportunity to again swing or scalp BDRY. And then one we're adding this week that we've talked about for a couple weeks is UTSL to play the utility sector. We talked about a potential seasonality factor with the utility sector, kind of declining, at least last year, declined, I believe, into October. And we're watching UTSL and XLU for that bottom of the utility and swing back up in the utility sector. So you can hear more details of that via the bonus link to this video in the notes as well. Welcome, MD. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. So we'll look at the charts very quickly for those in our bullpen. A nice thing in Webull. You have all kinds of different watch lists. So we've got our bullpen watch list. Here's ACNT. You can see previous low about 812. See that little pop recently. That was interesting. See on Friday, right at close, we got this big surge. You can see it's kind of low float, illiquid, but there was obviously a significant buyer there at the end of Friday. I did not see any news. Any significant news come out on Friday about ACNT. So again, I don't know, other than, someone that really wanted to get in late on Friday. I don't know the reason for that pop, but maybe somebody knows something. But again, I'd like to get it a little bit cheaper. And again, it's kind of low float, illiquid. So be careful in those regards. BDRY, dry bulk shipping. Again, you can see the previous low is about 448, swung up to about 6. So we'd like to, catch that swing again. Looks like it's working its way down. And then here's that UTSL, which is a leveraged ETF on the utility sector. So really I'm watching XLU, which is the sector spider, for a bottom, and we can see that in both our ETF Google Sheet as well or our dividend payers Google Sheet. So you see it made a new low recently at 2091. And again, you can see last October it bottomed. It's now broken below that support. So we're looking for, where is the bottom? Where is it going to find support and swing back up? And then we would like to play, this swing in the utility sector with this leveraged ETF UTSL, but we don't want to get in too early, as a leveraged ETF is going to decay if it's continuing to trend downward. So in terms of shopping list stocks, we talked in, the concept of a shopping list. Again, we talked yesterday about that September is historically the worst month for trading, and everybody pretty much knows that. So the propensity will be to, sell. And again, the sentiment historically is negative. So the propensity of people will be to the downside. And it might be an opportunity to pick up stocks you always wanted to buy at a good price. Hopefully, we might be able to pick up some of these dividend payers at a good price, given the, historical negativity for September. And we talked more detail about how to maintain your shopping list in a recent video titled Back to School Sale in the Stock Market. So again, you can get more details about, how to manage your shopping list via the link to that video in the notes and or on our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. Welcome again. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so now we'll jump over to our dividend payers. We'll look at some of those REITs, their yields, potential risk-reward profiles. Also had a question last week that I want to cover. Just a quick reminder, if you'd like access to this dividend payers Google Sheet, as well as our ETF Google Sheet and our puts ROIC, you can get 24/7 access to all of our tools, our Google Sheets, etc., by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. And again, that will give you access to the dividend payers, the ETFs, and the puts ROIC Google Sheet. So we got a question in part 2 last week. Alan Krantz asked in the live chat of last week's part 2 about CLM as a monthly dividend payer. So I apologize, Alan, that I missed your question at that time. However, I did see it and I wanted to try to cover CLM this week for us. So we'll look at CLM in some detail. We did already have it in our dividend payers Google Sheet. So I want to take a look first at CLM. So here is CLM. We can see it's a monthly dividend payer, pays about 12 cents. The next ex-dividend date is September 14th. See, currently it's at about 838. I identified a support level at 5. The 52-week low is about 7. So right now, got about 286 in risk, got plenty of reward, maybe up to 1048. If I adjust that, and we can see right now, to the 52-week high, the reward's only $2. And that brings the adjusted yield to about 43. So it's got a pretty high yield, 18%. So that's pretty good. See its asset management. And let's go ahead and look at that in a little more detail. So as you can see, you can access the FinBiz profile for any of these dividend payers via the link in the notes column. So quick and easy way to do your quick due diligence, get more information on any of these dividend payers. So we can kind of see, it's sitting right in the middle of a upwardly trending channel right now. It's kind of hovering between its moving averages. And we saw, the risk reward profile, again, it's kind of in the middle right now. See, it is not optionable, pays about 18%. It's a closed-end fund. Cornerstone Strategic Value Fund. So if we look at their description, so it's a closed-end equity mutual fund, public equity markets, invest in stocks of companies operating across diversified sectors, value and growth. So if we zoom out a little bit to look at the trend for CLM, so you can see it's relatively low. It's got, potential upside. And it's got support, it's hovering around the moving averages. So again, relatively low right now. So again, if this is something you're looking at for holding, to hold, but the long-term trend's been pretty much down with some swings. So it might be an opportunity if you wanted to hold it for that dividend for a short period of time, wait for a swing back up, get some price appreciation. And again, it pays a decent dividend on a monthly basis. So I hope that answers your questions on CLM. Ellen Krantz, if you have any additional questions, please let us know. And right now, if you can get it a little bit cheaper, that will give you more price appreciation. But again, at 18%, it's a pretty good monthly dividend. So let's look at some of the other dividend payers. And if anybody else in the chat has any dividend payers you want to look at, please let us know. So I want to look at MJ, just FYI. MJ pays a very small dividend, but again, not one I would buy for dividend payment. I've been looking at some of the other REITs. LTC is a hospital REIT. Again, risk-reward profile is not attractive right now. I also looked at STAG. We're staying away from MPW for now due to some legal issues. Here's Realty Income. Again, pays a 26-cent dividend. Again, just went ex-dividend. I was watching it on that ex-dividend date to see if we got a outsized drop that would give me an opportunity to get in. It didn't really. It went down to about 56. So again, I'd like it, around 55, 55.50. And then that'll give us, much more price appreciation. The yield's only, 5%, but the adjusted yield, if we can get that swing, up to at least up into the 60s, we can get a 24% appreciation. NSA, again, the public storage pays 56 cents quarterly. So you see it's 6.6%. Again, more so for the price appreciation, but better than treasuries or money markets right now in terms of just the dividend on a quarterly basis. Again, I'd like it, near that previous bottom. So again, we'll see if we catch a dip in NSA. That's the public storage one. Alan Krantz is asked about SLVO. We still hold a sizable position in SLVO. Silver's, testing 25 right now. So, but, it's got the potential to go up to, 30. So, again, we hold a sizable position in SLVO. So you see right now, the 52-week low is 71. It's sitting at 75. So if I adjust this, we see about $4 risk, $15 reward, 22 it's a high yield. So it's, we like SLBO, also GLDI for gold. Again, gold's pushing, 1980, so it's, relatively high. So if you catch it on a dip, it is a Credit Suisse one, and UBS, bought Credit Suisse. We have not seen any news about them discontinuing any of their ETNs. So SLVO, GLDI, USOI are ETNs to play silver, gold, and oil with those Credit Suisse ETNs. And again, they do pay a very nice monthly dividend. So I hope that helps. So we talked about we talked about NSA. Look at UTSL as well. Land, let's look at land. So again, land only pays a 5-cent dividend. So really it's not one you're buying for the dividend, you're buying for the price appreciation. So I'm not as concerned about, when it pays the dividend. We're again looking for it around 15 and then playing it again more for a swing trade to get the price appreciation more so than the dividend. Talked about I'm watching Stag as well. We've talked about some of these yield max recently, so OARC, etc. We've got several of these, both on the main tab as well as if you want to see some of the other OARCs, you can watch those on the ad tab. See, we've got a number of the yield maxes being tracked on the ad tab of the Dividend Payers Google Sheet as well. SLVO, we talked about Stag. It's not, terribly attractive right now. Those REITs are a little high right now. Talked about treasuries with TLT, TLTW. We talked about waiting for that a seasonal dip in the treasuries. They went back up a little bit on Friday. And again, when those bottom, we're going to be looking at considering TLT versus TLTW, both dividend payers, very similar. So we want to see the adjusted yield at that time to see what's more attractive. Here's UTSL. So again, that utilities leveraged ETF pays a small dividend quarterly, 12 cents a quarter. So again, not one that I'm looking for the dividend payment. I'm looking for it for the price appreciation, a swing, from 2091 or wherever the bottom is up to, 46s. So. And again, XOU is the sector spider. We can watch that for the bottom there. The low there was 60, so it's sitting at 62. So we'll see if we get a further decline in utilities. We saw yesterday, the negative sentiment, sector rotation out of utilities for the previous month and even this quarter. So if anybody else in the chat has any other dividend pairs you want to look at, you can throw those up. I'll grab a drink, and then we'll continue. Then again, just to reiterate our strategy with dividend payers, since September is, again, historically a down market, the historically worst market, worst trading month for the markets. If we get a decline and we can get some of these dividend payers cheap and then wait for the markets to rebound, which we expect in October, November, December, again, a good way to generate additional income while waiting for, better swing opportunities while we wait for the markets to rebound. Also, we have a whole series of videos on how we constructed this dividend payers Google sheet, how you can use it to create a schedule of dividend payers for yourself, generate income weekly, monthly, however you would like, and with the type of yield profile and risk reward profile that you would like. Again, we have a whole series on how to find the best dividend paying stocks, and you can access that series of videos via the link in the notes here. So another strategy that we use, particularly in declining markets, well, in general, but another way to generate additional income in a declining market is with option strategies. So we have two strategies we typically employ. One is selling covered calls against our existing positions when our stocks are going up, buy them back when they're coming back down. Also selling puts when the stock's going down, buy them back when it's bouncing back up, and again, generate, regular additional income. As you, saw we did with the Moderna trade, generated, some income using the wheel strategy. And again, you can find a link to the wheel strategy here in our notes. So I'll bring up our puts ROIC Google sheet. And again, you can get access to this Google sheet as well as our dividend payers by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. And we have a series of videos on how we put together this Google sheet. The series is titled Option Strategies for Beginners with Examples. So it goes through all of our option strategies, how we use this puts ROIC Google sheet to identify opportunities to sell puts, buy them back. We also have videos on all of our option strategies in our options YouTube playlist, including how to sell covered calls in E-Trade, Webull, etc., and additional options videos in that playlist. So with the VIX, pretty low. It's in the 13s, I believe, right now. Premiums haven't been very attractive. So I did leave Disney. Recently, we bought Disney shares. Right now, I've left that at the 85 strike price. I may lower that. But if Disney bounces back up, we'll see if selling a put on Disney is an attractive position. Again, we already own shares, so it might be something you might want to look at, as it does afford a decent premium. It's really the only one right now for September that's showing with a decent premium. But you can use this puts ROIC Google Sheet. All the white columns will adjust automatically using the Google Finance functions. So when something's going down, it'll show up in green. So potential opportunity to sell puts. And then when it's red, if you've sold it, then opportunity to buy it back cheaper. And again, the gray prices are captured by our automated systems and then updated in this Google Sheet at the end of each day. So again, you can look at it, see if there's any opportunities for the next day for selling puts. Also in the research tab, we have others that may present unattractive setup. Again, these are all updated at the end of the day. And as you can see, I put Moderna back in there right now at 95. Again, might lower that strike price. I think 95 was near the 52-week low. So we'll see if there's another opportunity to sell puts against Moderna again. Again, that was a nice profitable trade recently. Can also see where the return on invested capital is, both from the daily high as well as if I identify a sell price, from the recent history, I'll put it in there. And then you can see what the return would be on that sell price. So we could see, at 625, Moderna would pay over 5%. Welcome, Flip of the Shippa. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. And again, if you'd like us to do research on any additional puts, let us know the symbol, strike, etc., expiration that you would like us to run our automated systems on. Just let us know. Same thing with the dividend payers. If you'd like us to research an additional dividend payer. Again, Ellen Krantz asked about KLM. We already had KLM in our dividend payers sheet. But if there's anything you don't see, you would like us to research, we can do that. And again, you can put that in the comments to this video. You can always ask us in the Discord. Our Discord is free to join, with the exclusion of the few channels that I mentioned that are exclusive to our Patreons. All the other channels in our Discord are free to join. You can find a invite to our free Discord in the description box below. You can ask us any questions there. Just tag us. We're BeachBum Trading. BeachBum Trading, all lowercase, no pounds, no numbers. Anybody else is an imposter. And again, we can continue these discussions, these chats in our Discord 24/7. And you can ask us any questions there. Also, we have links to our Discord, an invite to our Discord, links to our other communities and social media sites. So we have a Facebook group, a Reddit community, and all of our other social media profiles you can find in the links section of our homepage. Homepage is beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U. So again, many ways you can contact us and ask us any questions. And again, we'll try to answer them as soon as we're able. See, Flip is asking about PEP. We'll take a look at that in a second. Let me grab a quick drink and I'll bring FinBiz up. Another thing you could find on our homepage is links to all of the tools that we use, trading platforms, etc. So another way to get to those tools. So I'll bring up FinBiz. We'll look at PAP for FLIPA in a second. Okay, so here's PEP, which is PepsiCo. We see they, it's downwardly trending right now. Potential kind of, it's a lopsided head and shoulders possibly. Again, looks like it's downtrending. Got pretty good support at 170. Resistance at the 52-week high. Again, it's a beverage, so consumer defensive. So the sentiment in consumer defensives have been somewhat negative recently. See, they make plenty of money, pay a small dividend. It is optionable. They have a lot of debt, very large cap. Range is only 160 to about, 195. If we zoom out a little bit, see it's relatively high. So it looks like it's, declining. Looks like support around 170 or so. So just opinion. Again, none of this is financial advice. None of our content should be considered financial advice. We're not financial advisors. All of our content is for education and entertainment purposes only. So again, it looks like it's in a downtrend, broke below its longer-term moving average. So, it looks like it's downtrending, support around 170 or so. And then, we might get a bounce. Again, they do make money. I do have some kind of experience working with PepsiCo. I worked with a company that did the inventory management system for Frito-Lay, which is owned by PepsiCo. And one of the things I like about PepsiCo and Frito-Lay is they have embraced automation. They have a lot of robotic systems in their warehouses, etc. So I think that bodes well for them. Long term, you can see the trend is generally up with these, oscillations. So again, if you can get it cheap and hold it for some period of time, again, the dividend's not all that attractive, but it does pay to hold on. So, and again, it's a consumer defensive, so it's going to oscillate with that the sentiment in that sector. But it's something people will continue to consume. So it's not at high risk that they're going to lose a ton of money anytime soon. Again, snacks, they have all kinds of brands, snack brands, drink brands, etc. So, and again, very similar to Coke. Yes, lower high long term, the trend's definitely up, higher lows, higher highs. Again, over very long term, trend's definitely up. Nearer term, it looks like the trend is down and will probably test that support at 170 at some point. So I hope that helps. Let me look at the PE as well. What was the PE on PEP? So 30. Yeah, it's a little high for a consumer defensive. Okay. So a couple other topics. I've got a few minutes. If anybody has some immediate questions, you can throw them up in the chat. Otherwise, I wanted to mention that Easy Mike had mentioned a couple ETFs in our live chat yesterday. So I wanted to take a look at those. So they're volatility related ETFs, IVOL and PFIX. And what I did is I put those in the research sheet of our ETF Google sheet. So again, you can find those. If you want me to do research, you just let me know, and I can run the risk reward profiles, do research on any of these stocks, ETFs, etc. So you can see they're both volatility long ETFs. One's called the Quadratic Interest Rate Volatility and Inflation Hedge ETF. The other is Simplified Interest Rates. Thank you very much for that super chat, Flippa. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for all your support. Again, if there's anything else we could do to help you make money trading, succeed in your trading career, we certainly appreciate the support. So you can see, again, the risk-reward profile for these guys, is not a whole lot in terms of price appreciation, even on a 52-week basis. Although this P-fix from a bottom to top does meet our greater than 2 factor. I'll bring these up quickly in FinViz. Oh, that was okay. So you can see their profiles in the ETF database via that link in the ETF DB URL column. If you'd like to know their, what it's comprised of, and then you can access their FinViz profile very quickly via the link in the FinViz URL column. So we see this eyeball. I think they're both kind of sitting near a support level. It doesn't have a whole lot of range. If we look at the definition, so hedge relative interest rate movements from falling short-term interest rates or rising long-term interest rates. So this is on volatility, hedging the interest rates. So I believe both of these are relative to interest rates. See, it pays, about a 3.8% dividend. So it does pay some in a dividend. Again, it has some price appreciation, in my humble opinion. If you're looking for short-term trades, day trades, you can see it does oscillate. So it looks like it's kind of choppy. If we look at the average volume, it's probably pretty small. Yeah, 427K. So it's going to be a little bit choppy. But again, short-term trades, day trades on interest rate volatility. You can look at this eyeball. Again, day trading, short-term trading. I'm not terribly interested in it from a swing standpoint. We look at P-fix. So it's relatively high. It's a simplified interest rate hedge. It's optionable. Again, low volume, 147K. Again, hedge interest rates from rising long-term, benefit from market stress when fixed income volatility increases. So again, on long-term interest rates. So again, both of these are volatility on interest rates and market stress. Again, looks, it's again relatively high right now. So the risk-reward profile is not going to be terribly attractive right now. But over a very long term or very short term, again, kind of choppy. It looks like it's upwardly trending. So again, thank you to Easy Mike for identifying those. Again, if you're interested in playing volatility on interest rates, on the interest rate curve, on the very short term, these might be some ETFs you might be interested in. And again, you can see their dynamically updating risk-reward profile in the research tab on our ETF Google Sheet. And eventually I'll sort that and it'll show up in the volatility category. So I hope that helps. Alan asks, he says, volumes have been low in September. Do you think they're going higher or have been low in August? Do you think they're going to be higher in September? Well, you can see our video on how to trade the summer stock market doldrums. And yes, typically, the summer months are slower, lower volume. Now we've got back to school, so people are coming back from vacation, etc. So we can expect, the volumes to pick up some. Although again, September's historically a the worst trading month, so you might see people, sitting on the sidelines waiting, or more, downside activity, more shorting, more trading the downside, more downside volume. And again, then people, entering back in when the seasonality turns in October. But again, summer's typically slow. They call it the summer doldrums. And then we can expect a pickup into the fall and into the winter. So I hope that helps. I'm going to wrap up. Again, if anyone has any further questions, please feel free to put them in the comments to this video. We hope you like this content. We hope you'll share this content in our community with your fellow traders and friends. Let's continue to build and improve our BeachBum trading community for the mutual benefit of all of our fellow BeachBum traders. And if there's anything we can do to improve our weekly trading game plans, any of our videos, any of our tools, our communities, etc., to add more value for all of our BeachBum traders, please let us know that. And again, just a quick reminder, Monday, September 4th is Labor Day, and the markets will be closed for Labor Day. So we hope that you all have a nice Labor Day. Enjoy the day off, and we'll see you all back on Tuesday. And we hope you have good luck and a great trading week, and we'll see you soon again. Thank you.